Welcome to the Offshore Club's most riveting and revealing offshore lifestyle podcast, Open Mike, with Mike Cobb. For more than 20 years, Mike has worked and lived in Caribbean countries from north to south and the Atlantic to the Pacific. Nobody knows it better. And now, here is your offshore ambassador at large, Mike Cobb.
Hi, everybody. Mike Cobb with ECI here. I've got Rachel Jensen with me today. Rachel is a kindred spirit in so many ways. Not only did she go to the same college that I went to, she bought her very first rental property outside the United States. Just like I did when I was 30, I bought my very first rental property outside the United States in Ambergris Key. Rachel, you did the same thing. I think you did it a few years younger than me, so good for you. How old were you when you bought your very first rental property?
I was 25 years old at the time, and I was coming back and forth from Belize at that point for about 3-4 years. I really enjoyed my time here, but what I found I was doing is I was packing these huge suitcases and either leaving things at friends' places or just taking these big suitcases with me. So at one point I was like, it would just be a lot easier if I had my own place here. And I initially purchased the property at Grand Bayman, the Best Western. I originally purchased the property for an investment. And then I realized that it wasn't really going to be an investment when I started looking at paint colors and picking out art for the walls. I was like, I think this is a place I'm going to ultimately move into. So I know they always say, and I say the same thing to our clients, is, do you want this for lifestyle or do you want it for rental? And you really do have to be able to distinguish the two in order to make sure that you're getting the most out of the property that you own. But I ended up moving into it. I really have personalized the space quite a bit. But I am going to be in the process soon of transferring it over or just upgrading it a little bit to meet the Best Western standards to be putting it into the Best Western rental market. I've been here on the island for a while. I've seen this growth in tourism here. I've seen people wanting great accommodations, but not necessarily wanting to spend hundreds of dollars to just stay on the beach. So I found this real great balance between the property. Yes, I initially bought it as an investment property. For 4 years, it became a personal residence. And now I'm going to be transferring it over to a rental condo.
Well, Rachel, you mentioned Best Western. I know that the Bayman Gardens have become a Best Western, and because of that, they're going through some upgrades. The rooms are upgrading. You're going to be doing the same thing. But why is a brand important? Why is that? If you're looking for investment, look, if you're looking for lifestyle, it is whatever it is, right? And it's whatever you make it, your own colors, your artwork, all those kind of things. But when it's investment, why is a brand so important? What's that really bring to the equation?
It really brings everything to the table at the end of the day. They have the ability in their job, their real only job in this case is to put heads on beds. And the Best Western is one of the largest hotel brands in the world. They have a huge presence internationally, and they're able to bring people to the country where maybe they wouldn't have visited previously. There are a lot of mom and pop type hotels on the island. We at one point had a beachfront hotel with thatched roofs, and when it rains a little too hard, it started leaking, which is cute and quirky for some people, but other people really like to know the product that they're getting. They don't want a leaky roof, even if it's a cute hotel. And so these mom and pop type hotels they just simply do not have the reach that the large hotel brands have to get visitors into the country and staying there within that specific location. So when
sorry, go ahead. Nope.
No, I was just gonna say, when you're working with a brand or when you're partnering with a brand, then that is their job, is to get these renters and to have them come to the country and stay in that location, that specific hotel. So Best Western is pretty much a no-brainer when trying to figure out if I wanted to do it or not. And I figure, worst case scenario, I'll just rent some place on the beach for a couple months or just see how it all goes and engage it. But there is a huge hole here in the market on Ambergris Key for affordable gardens properties. And you can find the beautiful luxury beachfront places for $250 a night up, and that's on the lower end. But it's really difficult to find a nice, high quality property for $125, $150 a night that has a full kitchen, that has all the amenities. And so with the Best Western Grand Bayman product, we're able to deliver that. So recognizing that there was this hole in terms of product, and then branding and partnering with a brand, I think is a really powerful combination.
It is, Rachel. I think you said it very well when you said heads. Their job, Best Western's job, is heads on beds. Yep. Because if you're buying it as an investment, that's what you want. You want a head on a bed every single night, or as high a percentage of nights as possible. And the other thing that I know you and your team have really identified is this hole in the marketplace where yeah, 250, 300, 350, whatever and up for a bedroom on the beach, right? And for people who can afford that, great. But if you've got $125, $150 a night, 2-3 blocks off the water is really a great value. And here's the thing that a lot of people really don't always think through. And I know that for the people that Best Western really appeals to, the people who understand that, you know what, people are going to live outside. Most people go back to their hotel room when it's dark. They wake up when it gets light. And so for the period of darkness, they're not looking at the ocean anyway, right? So they might have a beautiful ocean view room, but they're just not seeing it because you spend your time on the water, at the water, and you can do that no matter where you stay on the island. So, right. So, and in fact, the divers are the ones that I think you guys have really thought this through. Divers want to spend their money on tanks of air, right? They don't want to spend their money on their accommodations. They want to be under the water. So this Best Western is a great dive location, and the branding gives people the certainty of what they're going to get when they get there. So yeah, for all the great reasons. Now, let me ask something. I'm not sure. I'm gonna peel the lid back just a little bit, so you can only just give us a glimpse. But you're working with another branded product on the island, but we're just going to close that lid. You just a little bit there, Rachel. Tease us.
We are, and it's the #1 hotel brand in the world. And you may have guessed it's the Marriott. So we also have Marriott Properties Beachfront. If you're looking for that luxury 4.5-star property, this would be the ideal one for you. If you're thinking about it from that investment perspective, partnering with the #1 hotel chain has a lot of value. And these are a little bit higher. They start at about $399,000 and then work their way up from there. But if you're that sort of investor who may want to come down and visit every now and again and enjoy your space and also serve the Marriott rewards folks and the people who are loyal Marriott customers, I would recommend the Marriott as well.
Yeah. So Rachel, you mentioned the Marriott properties, $399 and up. I know you have a few of the residences that start under $300, right? So $299 for some of the studio product in the Marriott oceanfront. But in the gardens, the Best Western, those start under $100, don't they?
They do. And we have studios that start at about $90,000, $89,900 plus closing costs and furniture. And then when those go all the way up to two bedrooms for about $199,000. So very affordable and just a couple blocks from the beach. Even though we're a gardens property, we're only about 2 blocks from the beach, 4 or 5 minute walk. So it feels like you're right there, even if you're not necessarily on the water directly.
Right. So for folks looking for that investment property, it's a great way to get in for $100,000, basically. Have a property that will get very, very good occupancy and very, very affordable rates for the people who are looking for that $125, $150 a night rate. So any parting thoughts on that, Rachel? I mean, you are the expert on this.
None necessarily, but I will say that it is definitely worth it to look at investment property here, especially if you're someone who maybe want to come down for a week or two every year to get to enjoy it on a business trip. You're able to do that as well, but we certainly recommend you look here. Belize, just Ambergris more specifically, has been a tourist haven, at least for the last 10, 15 years, and we do expect that to continue. So it's the right market at the right time, and if you're looking to serve a large number of folks and get in before prices really skyrocket, this would be the time to do so.
Yeah, and you've got some great resources. You've got some tourism information. You've got information about the Best Western, the Marriott. How do they get a hold of you, Rachel?
Contact us at OSC, like the Offshore Club, OSC@ecidevelopment.com, and we will get those to you. As Mike mentioned, we have a Belize handbook, which is just everything you need to know about Belize. We have a Belize tourism white paper, so you're able to read up on the market and what's going on. It drills down a little bit more into Ambergris Caye as well. And then we just have all the different information about the different properties and availability. So we look forward to serving you and helping you through those resource guides.
Great. Well, Rachel, thank you very much. Your team's doing a great job, and I hope people listening will reach out to Rachel for some of those resources. So again, Rachel, thanks for being with us today.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mike. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
For more information on the Offshore Club or to contact Mike Cobb, visit www.offshore.club today. www.offshore.club. That's www.offshore.club. See you next time at the Offshore Club.